Imagine I offered you two investments. One promises you exactly how much you'll make over the next 10 years. The other says, we honestly have no idea. You might double your money or lose half of it. Which one would you choose? Believe it or not, governments and companies have been using the first option for centuries. It's called a bond. If governments don't have billions sitting in a bank account waiting to build roads, hospitals or stadiums, where does the money come from? Sometimes they borrow it from people like you. To understand a bond, basically you loan money to a company or government, and in return you are paid interest on the money you've loaned. Some investors use bonds in hopes of preserving the money they have, while also generating additional income. Bonds are often viewed as a less risky alternative to stocks, and are sometimes used to diversify a portfolio. So, let's explore what a bond is and how it might benefit your investment portfolio. Imagine your local city suddenly announces a brand new $800 million stadium. Everyone's excited until someone asks the obvious question: who's paying for this? That's where bonds come into play. Consider this example. The hypothetical city of French Fry wants to build a new baseball stadium. If they don't have the cash, they might issue bonds to raise money. Each bond is a loan for $1,000, which French Fry City promises to pay back in 10 years. To make this loan more attractive to investors, French Fry City agrees to pay an annual interest rate of 4%, which in the bond world is also known as a coupon rate. An investor buys the bond at face value for $1,000. Now let's fast forward. Each year, French Fry City pays the investor $40. These regular interest payments continue for the length of the bond, which is 10 years. Once the bond reaches maturity, the investor redeems his bond and French Fry City returns his $1,000 principal investment. Everybody gets what they wanted. French Fry City gets the money it needs to build the baseball stadium, and the investor gets something just as valuable: regular interest payments every year, followed by the full return of their original $1,000 when the bond matures. One of the biggest reasons people invest in bonds is predictability. As long as the borrower doesn't default, you know exactly how much interest you'll receive, when you'll receive it, and when you'll get your original investment back. That level of certainty is something you rarely get with stocks. Stocks can go up, down, sideways for as long as they want. They are generally less predictable. But if bonds are this straightforward, why doesn't everyone just buy bonds instead of stocks? Up until now, bonds sound like a pretty sweet deal. Predictable income, a return of your original investment, and less volatility than stocks. But before you invest your money, it's important to understand that bonds aren't risk-free. In fact, they come with a few risks that every investor should know about. One risk that bond investors face is the possibility that the issuer defaults on paying back the principal. This is what is known as default risk. Typically, bonds with high default risk also come with higher rates of return, also known as yield. The amount of risk depends mostly on the financial stability of the issuer. Take governments for example. Since many are considered financially stable, investors are usually willing to accept lower returns in exchange for the added confidence that they'll get their money back. Companies, on the other hand, are generally considered riskier borrowers. To convince investors to lend them money, they often need to offer higher interest payments than governments. But here's the obvious question: how do you know whether a borrower is actually reliable? Several credit rating agencies assign ratings to different bonds. Investors can use these ratings to gauge the financial strength of the bond issuer. It's worth remembering that different rating agencies can reach different conclusions. That's why many investors compare ratings instead of relying on just one rating. And keep in mind, rating agencies aren't always accurate, so be sure to research a bond and its risks thoroughly before investing. There's one more risk that catches a lot of first-time bond investors off guard: interest rate risk. This is the risk that interest rates will go up, and any bond you own will be worth less if sold before their maturity date. After all, when interest rates rise, more investors allocate their money into the new, higher interest rate bonds. If your bond pays a lower interest rate than newly issued bonds, and you decide to unload it before it matures, you'd have to sell your bond at a lower price than what you bought it at to make it a worthwhile purchase for another investor. Bonds can play a few important roles in a diversified portfolio. Some investors use them to help protect their wealth, while others rely on them to generate steady income. Because bonds often behave differently from stocks, combining the two can help balance a portfolio and potentially reduce the impact of market swings. However, this is only a simplified look at how investors use bonds and the risks involved. Like all investments, bonds are complex and have a variety of uses and risks. Before adding bonds to your portfolio, take the time to understand how they work and continue building your financial knowledge. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, leave a like and subscribe for future videos. See you next time.